We have a long drive today along the E10 and then on to the E6 to the little village of O, with a name commensurate with its size. Our next 3 days will be spent exploring the nearby Polar Park. The E10 winds along fjords with mountains rising up on both sides. We make frequent stops to capture the magnificent scenery. Rugged mountains are reflected in still fjords. There are few signs of civilization until we cross the Telsunda Bridge and leave the Lofoten archipelago for the mainland of Norway. Then we have arrived at the Lavangen Fjord. Time for a photo stop for the village of O, reflected in the ice-covered waters of Lavangen Fjord. There's the Lavangen Church, built in 1891, and an old house that looks to be about the same vintage. We'll be staying at the Felkisten guest house for 3 nights. In the morning, we're off to explore the Polar Park. It's a zoological park focused on Arctic wildlife in their natural habitat. It's also the world's most northerly animal park. Since Arctic animals require lots of space, there's only 12 enclosures in the park's 270 acres. The park features Norway's 4 largest predators: brown bear, lynx, wolf, and wolverine. There are also moose, muskox, red deer, and reindeer. Today we're exploring the 270 acres, starting with the moose. We can get up close to the largest of the deer family. There are a lot of moose in Norway. It's regularly hunted with an annual take of over 30,000. Then we spend some time with the photogenic lynx. Her name is Josephine, and she's a Eurasian lynx, the largest of the lynx species. They range from Europe to Central Asia and Siberia, the Tibetan Plateau, and the Himalayas. Up until 1980, the lynx had a bounty on its head and could be hunted without a license. The population in Norway was estimated to be 350 in 2017. The Eurasian brown bears were in hibernation, except for this one with insomnia. We felt very sorry for him. The Norwegian red deer is a small subspecies of red deer, and it's native to the forests of Norway. The muskox is native to North America, but there have been attempts to introduce them into Norway with limited success. Their thick coats allow them to survive Arctic winters. Their wool is prized for its softness, length, and insulation value. We tried very hard to find the wolverine. Our guide insisted that it was this black spot in the middle of the forest. We thought it was probably a fur hat. It never seemed to move. Now to the wolf enclosure. Norway's last wolf was killed in 1973. Now that they're protected, and they're slowly recolonizing Norway. Just under 100 wolves are known to live in Norway as of the end of 2019. We're back for our second day at the Polar Park. Today we'll be spending some quality time with Josephine, the photogenic lynx. Stig Slayton, the head keeper, takes us inside the lynx enclosure. Josephine's very interested. She seems to know that Stig has some treats for her. It's one of her favorites, moose. In the wild, she would be catching rabbits, marmots, squirrels, and even deer. Stig tries to lure Josephine into the sun by throwing meat in that direction. And we end up with some nice shots that would be very hard to get in the wild. And Josephine gets her fill of moose. She eventually tires of this game and loses interest. The moose doesn't go to waste. The magpies get any that Josephine rejects. It's been a great day for us photographers. We got some amazing shots. It's day 3 at the Polar Park. We pile in the back of Stig's pickup for the trip to the top of the hill and the wolf enclosure. And the wolves come to investigate. They seem to like Sherry. Does this mean we've been accepted as part of the wolf pack? The wolves make the rounds, checking out everyone. They may seem friendly, but they are not dogs. Stig has briefed us on the rules for our safety. Rule 1, we're all dressing in black snowsuits, no hats or gloves, and mischievous wolves like to steal them. Rule 2, be on your knees if you want them to approach you. Rule 3, no sudden movements. Rule 4, don't hold your hand over their head. Petting on the chest and sides is okay. Rule 5, let them lick your face. That's their way of getting to know you. Then as quickly as they came, they left. Stig called to them, and they started to sing.
You just have to wait a bit because they're coming to us.